for staying tuned to PCG TV. In Thy Light, there is light. And welcome to the Entrepreneurship Clinic monthly series, where we make sure that we give you the doses you need to treat your entrepreneurship journey very well. My name is Mavis Nakole Ayi, and thank you once again for staying tuned. This is brought to you by the Development and Social Services Department in collaboration with PCG TV. And so stay tuned. We'll be having a lot of conversations as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, and a special topic for you. Welcome back to the Entrepreneurship Clinic, right here on PCG TV, and this is brought to you by the Development and Social Services Department, and we are sponsored by Salem Water and the Salem range of products. And so we have cereal mix, we have the palm oil, we have tissues, and a host of other things. And so if you need any of these products, just feel free to come to the head office, and then you'll find any of these products. If you want to trade in them, if you want to consume them, you are free to do so. And so do stay tuned with us. And today we are having something special for you. One thing that has become very important as far as the market is concerned. And so we are looking at something, branding and marketing. But the question is that what is branding? What is marketing? We keep hearing them because there's competition in the market. And to help us to dive deeper into the conversation, we have Mr. Ebenezer Esuman, who has close to 2 decades of corporate and business experience. And that has seen him in the banking sector, in the media space as well. He's also worked in the NGO space, has international development and consulting experience, and all of those other things. And he's also a PhD candidate with research interest in sustainability and then climate as well. And he's a development communications personnel. And so we have a very seasoned personnel here to help us dive deeper when it comes to branding and marketing. As an entrepreneur, if you are yet to be an entrepreneur or you are already in the business, then this place is for you. And so get your book, get your pen, and get other people to join you to watch us, because we have something very important for you. You're most welcome, Mr. Ebenezer Esuman.
Thank you very much.
Great. I'm happy to have you here, because looking at the kind of experience that you have so much to share. And in our pre-production section, you were sharing a lot with us. And I'm happy that we are having this conversation on branding and marketing. So I always wonder, are we overrating issues of branding? You hear people saying that even as a person, you have to brand yourself, do this, do that. Tell us what it is about.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm excited to be here. I want to answer and say that we are not overrating. Branding is not overrated. The reality is that the market is saturated, it's choked, it's crowded. I mean, there's so much, a lot of people, a lot of things that are going on. You want to stand out. Many times I say that Presbyterian Church of Ghana, as it is, we have PCG, Hope Congregation, Sakumono Estate. We have differentiated ourselves from the rest. Yeah, so when I go to, when I go to the Ansuman district or Sakaman district, we have Ramsey Congregation, Sakaman. If I go to the Eastern region, we have Emmanuel Congregation, Akwitia. So the differentiation is so clear. We have distinguished ourselves from the many Presbyterian churches. So even within the Presby church itself, there's branding. And so branding is an everyday life. It's everywhere. And whatever we do, there's branding in it. So basically, when we talk about branding, it's like creating a unique identity. A unique identity in your name, a unique identity in a product, a unique identity in a service, in an institution, in a corporate body. Any other organization, anywhere that you find yourself, you become unique. You stand out from the rest. One of the big, or one of the ways I always use to differentiate branding is, you see this picture. It normally goes on social media, where you see a flock of sheep. Yes, they are white skin, and there's one black in it. It stands out so clear. Immediately you see. In fact, your eye will be straight away.
Even if you don't look at it.
Even if you don't look at it. So you see that there's a clear distinction between that one and the rest. So imagine there are 100 and only one is black and then 99. And you see that clear distinction. So that is basically about branding. It's a unique identity that is created for a product, for a service, for an institution, an organization, whatever. Anyone that stands out from the rest, because the market is choked, it's crowded. You must be distinct. Otherwise, why would I want to patronize what you have and not the other? So basically that's branding.
That's branding. And thank you for bringing that up. Sometimes when I get to the market, I see tomato sellers, 2 of them, or like three of them lined up at the same place. I'm like, why don't you just separate? Someone should go somewhere else, another person goes somewhere else. Then I'm like, so who do I even buy from? I just stand there and then look at it. I'm like, okay, this person is maybe neat, or I like how she has arranged the tomatoes and all of that. But is it even important?
Good.
Sometimes that's what I think. What I'm doing, is it even important? It's the same tomatoes. In the end, it is the products that you want. So why don't you just go for it and buy? But from the explanation you're giving, differentiation. So something must resonate with somebody.
Correct.
So we'll even get to the stage where we'll be talking about how you are able to serve everybody, because what I may like from how she has arranged it is not what another person may like.
That's right.
Someone would be like, why has she arranged it? Way so you're doing, like, what is this that you've arranged it so much? And then they'll be pissed and won't buy from her. But that's also another thing. But let's do more on marketing as well.
Right.
People go to class and study marketing for like 4 years, and we are here talking about marketing. Tell us what's marketing.
Yeah, so from experience, again, yes. And I'm happy you said people even go to study that. That tells you how important it is. So we have spoken about branding. You see, branding and marketing are connected. So when you have created that unique identity and all that, the question is, how do you get it out there? So that little or small or basic tactics that you put in place within the short time or shortest possible time to be able to push that brand out there, so that people would be able to buy into it. It will resonate with people. People can get into it. That's what we call marketing. So you have the basic steps or the little things that you put in place that, hey, 11 a.m. I have to do this and get this one there. By 4 p.m. when I'm going, I'll go by train. By this time, no. If I go by train, I'll be late. So the basic steps and the little things that you put in place, they are for short term, because ultimately, the product you have created, the service that you have, you want it to get it out there to people. It is marketing that pushes. So you can say that marketing becomes the wheel of funds that pushes branding to the final consumer.
That's deep. I was reading something, and then the person said that your brand is not what you sell, it's the experience you deliver. What do you think about that?
I am happy about that. It's the experience you deliver. I mentioned earlier on, and I said that when it comes to branding, it must resonate with people such that, look, if somebody wakes up, sleeps on the bed and wakes up, the person's first thought is, everywhere you go, that is MTN. The person has encountered that experience. And I always say, if people are smart, watch Trotro Mates and have learned a lot of things from them. Now, those days when we stayed in Odoko, and when you're coming to Circle, or even when you move beyond Circle, you want to come to maybe Nankwa Circle, or you want to go to Usu, you get to a place, bus stop is called Mobile. For many years, Total purchased Mobile, and it became Total. But these drivers, the word Mobile has resonated with them by experience. And therefore, anytime you get there, Mobile, Silver Cap, Mobile, Silver Cap, they are never changing to say Total. Why? Because branding is a long-term thing. And for many years, they have gotten used to Mobile instead of Total. So branding then becomes experience. What you have experienced is what you sell. Okay, what you have come to use, get you used to. Like I said, I am positive. If I sell this one to you, this will work. Because for over time, I have used this and other people have also used it. And therefore, that becomes part. So branding must resonate with you. Like I said, when you even wake up at 2 a.m., by a snap of finger, you know what you're about. You know what. Why do people always say that when they want to go and buy toothpaste? Every toothpaste is Pepsodent. And those times when we're even going up, they won't even say Pep, so they say Pepsodent. So the P becomes silent. You understand? So we have become used to such that every toothpaste, why Pepsodent has built that brand. It has resonated with people here. Which drink? I like Coke, Coca-Cola. Why won't so when you sample 10 people, absolutely, Cola doesn't even. It's Coke.
That is black in that rubber.
Fantastic.
Coke.
So when you sample 10 people, you are not expecting anybody to say, buy me Pepsi, or maybe one or two of them, but majority Coke. Why? Because over time they have built that brand, and that brand has endeared itself with people. It has resonated with people. It is in the minds of the people. So branding's ultimate destination is the mind of the people. So you see that this is this is virtually nothing. Why are people so much used to it?
So much about it.
Why are people not? And I'm sorry, I have to say, why are people not always Vortic? Vortic.
Yeah.
Why are they not saying Salem? No, Salem, because for over time,
every water in a bottle is Vortic.
Absolutely, is Vortic. So you see how interesting branding is. So we don't overrate branding at all. It's interesting.
From what you've been saying, I am thinking that, so you said that branding is long term.
Correct.
It's a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
And I believe that, because from all that you're sharing, it's like the first encounter with a certain product or a certain service makes it stick in our mind so much that even when there's a new one, it is hard for it to get to us.
Yeah.
So how does someone who is now coming, okay, so there's a product, there's this mobile phone, or there's, let's say, Samsung, and now there's Itel or something, but Samsung is already there. So how do I fight as Itel so that Samsung, I don't expect it to be silent, but maybe so that I can also be loud, because it came first before me. We can't dispute that fact. How do we put ourselves in there so much that we can be remembered?
So let me answer this question from the end. So one time, the CEO of Nokia was interviewed. It was during a conference and he spoke. Probably he was almost in tears. Why? He said, we did nothing wrong. He said, we did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong with the client. Everybody liked Nokia. But we woke up one day and we're out of the market. The market share was gone. Why? Because there's a certain animal called Apple and Samsung. They have come in with sleek phones, and they realized that the sleek phones endeared with people. There was a time when we used television. The back, it was like, in Chi, my language, say achacha. That kind of, television. But people, as people were developing and going, you realize that no, we now wanted something that was slim, that was flat. Then people really, really like it. So I say this, that one of the biggest challenges we have is many of the things we do, probably even as a nation, is not data driven. It's not backed by data. I mean, if you want to, well, maybe I think the finance minister would come up with a mid-year budget maybe on Thursday. Maybe you can target and see where they will slot in research, money that goes into research. You see, so we many of the things that we do, decisions we take are ad hoc.
But
it's not data driven. Absolutely. So if I'm let's say, okay, if I'm that business that I realize that no, I'm losing out, others are taking over, I have to go into research, find out what's going on. Why? This will inform me and will help me to be able to make informed decisions. That it is based on A, B, C, D. And this we are talking of empirical. It's not like somebody just sat down and assumed. Many of the things we do, we assume them. So if you are in that state and you find out that somebody, once you also do your research work, you have that's why you need to have a research team or unit or department. This is their work. And once they do that, definitely they can be able to break through, and that whatever reason for which they do. And let me quickly add this. You were talking about some people selling tomatoes and this. Let me give an example from banking, for example. So you have about 3 different banks, with branches in the same building. Let's say with this building, this one that you have one bank at the ground floor, the next bank on the first floor, the third bank on the second floor. Then people like, what kind of thing if I'm working in a place like this? How would I? Why? Why should they all be there? Somebody will be asking questions. Yes, it's simple. You must create that unique nature as a bank to be able to compete and be able to outshine the others. So somebody that okay, when people want to do export and they come and they need money and you charge them this amount, my research team will get that immediately. They bring it and then we take it back. Say no. Okay, since they are doing this one, let us also polish our customer service.
Okay.
And let people come to us because of customer service.
It's a different thing, even from what the other person is
altogether, doing. Differentiation. So when you mention my bank, we are known for customer service.
Okay.
And this is what will resonate with people. Every time you talk about them, customer service people, customer service people. I worked with one of the banks, at least I worked about 3 or 4 banks before. One of them, we had a client, a top client. We call them high net worth clients.
Okay.
A client that by a snap of finger can give you a check for you to be able to balance your books, meet your target. And he was involved in an accident and was admitted at the St. Joseph's Hospital in Kufuidia. What did we do? We use the bank's resources, or fuel into the office car, bought hamper, got other stuff, drove all the way to Kufuidia to what?
Because you bring back the resources.
Absolutely. And
so smart.
Absolutely. So relationship. So there are many ways and ways that you can. That's why I use the word differentiation from the beginning. That branding definitely can make you stand out.
That's a mouthful over there, and I believe that people would be enjoying right now. And thank you for staying tuned once again. If you just joined us, it is Entrepreneurship monthly series that we bring to your way every last Thursday of the month. And thanks so much for joining. And we are talking about branding and marketing. We are going for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Welcome back to Entrepreneurship Clinic right here on PCG TV. In Thy Light, There is Light. This is brought to you by the Development and Social Services Department in collaboration with PCG TV, and we are sponsored by Salem Water and the Salem range of products. And so do get yourself some of these products to consume and also to trade in. And we are having a very seasoned resource person in the studio in the person of Ebenezer Esuman, and we've been talking a lot about branding. It's a lifetime thing, and you have to stand out. You have to be different from the rest because the market is very competitive. Stay glued, and we have more for you here in the studio. You can send your comments and your questions if you have any, or your experiences on our various social media platforms. On YouTube, we are there as PCG TV. On Facebook, we are there as PCG TV. And so do well to also share the link to other people, and then share your experiences with us, and let us all learn together so we can boom our businesses. And if you are just about starting, so you can learn more and to be able to start right. And so before we left off, you were talking about some customer service experience that you had, or you had to do so that you would keep a certain client on your market. So the question then I ask is that, so I saw another thing saying design is the silent ambassador of your brand. Design, silent ambassador of your brand. That sometimes you don't even have to say anything.
Correct.
Even though you mentioned earlier that someone decides to, okay, testify or give a testimony of a certain product, a certain service, and someone sells. But then design becomes, so that is then we're talking about the branding of the product. So maybe tell us more other ways that people can brand their products, their services, so it doesn't look like, oh, it has to look blue, it has to look yellow or something. Let us know. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. So it's basically like carving a niche in a particular. So there are many ways that you can do it, even the name. So you'll be there and you hear a certain bank, and let me use maybe First Capital Plus at that time. And then after some years, they change the name to Capital Bank. The question is why? It's branded. There are reasons, they are looking at something. They want to attain, they want to get to a certain level. I mean, we had Omni Bank, now we have Omni BC. They are together. You understand? We had Barclays, now it's APSA. I mean, the question is why? Yes, apart from the fact that there'll be new shareholders that come in. Why would they want to make this? So name is very, very, very critical when it comes to branding. The particular name that you give to yourself. I think earlier when you did mention that people don't even say Coca-Cola, but they say Coke.
Just Coke.
Yes. That really, really is critical. The name that you give to yourself, the name that you give to the product or the service, people in their mind, oh, this is it. They become very, very used to it. Ghana football, we have used black in every way. So we have the Black Stars, the Black Meteors,
Queens,
the Black Satellites, the Black Starlets, the Black Queens, the Black Maidens, the Black Galaxy.
Black everywhere.
Everywhere.
We are black.
The question is why. You'll be asking, what's the meaning? Because we are black Africans. I believe surely that is why. They wouldn't say white. So name is one of them. Your logo.
Okay.
I mean, you even mentioned design. How you even design the logo is so critical, so important. You do not have to crowd it. You don't have to make it so sophisticated. A very simple one that conveys a message designed or written by a copywriter so that people will buy into it. They are used to it.
But the question I keep asking in my head, people are different. And some people like complexities. They just like complex things.
Right.
And you choose to go simple.
Okay.
So how do you ensure that, okay, these people like complex things, and then my logo is simple, or I have a very simple name, or even a name that I am carving from a certain experience, or I am putting my 3 names together to form that name.
Right.
How do I know that, okay, this name will sound well in the people's ears? Like you were mentioning First Capital, I'm like, it's like a sentence.
Correct.
I would not really like it or feel comfortable even mentioning it. So in all of your standpoint and the consumer standpoint, how do you merge these two so that you create a brand that is lovable to the people?
I'm excited because I'm happy about this because definitely people will not like the same things. Even we say even twins have differentiation. So that's why earlier on I had mentioned the issue of what? Data driven.
Okay.
You know, you need to research, find out. If somebody is bringing out a product on the market, let's say that is somebody is into food or something, you probably would want to go out and do a test, kind of a piloting, for people to have a taste of it and then give you feedback based on the aroma, based on the taste, based on, because people have different palates.
That's true.
You know, in tasting food, just like you said. The same way, you kind of a product that is more physical, you can do a prototype and then send it out there. Let people have a feel of it. But this one, okay, I think we like it. You see, it's all about data. When Nokia, when Apple or Samsung, when their products come, you'll be amazed that when they say they have released this product, that is not a final thing. I'm telling you. So they give a number of days, a number of weeks, or probably months for people to go and get it, and then those people will start giving feedback. So they will use those feedback to enhance it and make it better before they come up with the final thing. You understand? Yes. So it is. I mean, like the question you asked, so somebody likes complexity. Others will like, why am I going for? It is based on my data. It is based on what I know out there. Based on my research, I found out that there are 50 people in Mamobi, and out of the 50, 80 will like a very simple thing. So why won't I go for that? Why will I want to? Yes. Ultimately, I have to find a way to be able to convince the other 20 to come in. It's like somebody in charismatic, somebody in orthodox. Why would should the person leave the charismatic and come to the orthodox? You need to be able to convince the person, because at the end of the day, people will not like everything the same. I mean, people are never the same. So in order to kind of merge the two together, it is about your message. It is about, like I said, you do data, you do your research, you find it, and then the message that you put out there, that should be able to convince them that, look, the simplicity that I am going with is the best.
So basically dealing with the majority of the market people that you want to, because ultimately you want a market share. Ultimately, when you do branding in the long term, you are looking at market, you are looking at making sales, and then of course the bottom line, profit. You understand? Definitely. So that is so if that is what is going to help you to be able to get there, you have to, because I'm telling you, it is not everybody, as we speak today, it is not everybody that likes Apple. Definitely. And so everybody that likes Samsung, isn't it? No matter what they do. So definitely you won't meet everybody's demand, but then majority will be able to come your way. I'm just thinking, so between branding and marketing, which one has to come first?
Between branding and marketing, I think that I see them work together. Like I mentioned to you, branding is you are creating a unique identity. So even before you go out there, you are branding yourself. So you brand yourself, or you brand whatever you have before you market it.
Okay.
You brand whatever you have before you market it. So the branding must be there. I mean, you are doing something, creating something out of nothing. So that thing must be created. So the product has now been created. It's a brand. Then you market it.
Okay.
That I am selling this. Okay. So you have to brand and then you market.
Okay.
Right.
So
but I still see them even working hand in hand.
Yes. Because if you have the brand and you're not able to sell, your brand will remain in.
It's a white elephant.
So I'm just thinking, what are the basic things? Someone wants to brand a product, a service, a person, because now we are selling human beings, not in that sense.
Yeah.
But yes, we are selling ourselves.
Exactly.
What should be considered? What are the critical elements that you can mention? Even if someone forgets everything, they can remember those key things in branding.
Okay.
That they should consider in whatever entrepreneurship journey they are on.
So in entrepreneurship, and many people don't want to hear this because sometimes we just want to cut corners and do things quick. Yeah. But if you try to do, it's like running into something, you will run out. You need to take time and be able to. So first of all, I think that you have to do a needs assessment or maybe a situational analysis. So the analysis is that you want to find out what is there. What is there? I want to do achomo. I want to do chips. But what is already there? What type of chips are there? Do they make it with flour? Or they make it with any other ingredient? Which one is there? So there's a situational analysis that you have to do first. And then a needs assessment. A needs assessment means that what do people need?
Okay.
So I have found out what was there. It was made with flour. Do people need flour? How many people have been patronizing it? Or so it comes back to what I said in research. So in my research to do my final situational analysis and doing this assessment, what was the result? It is based on the result, then I move ahead to create the product.
Okay.
And then after doing that, you want to implement it. And this is where marketing will come in. When implementing, you want to sell, you want to push it out there. But critically, people must have or take time to do a situational analysis and do a needs assessment. All others will flow. When you have done this, that gives you a fair idea of the product you want to come up with. I want to come up with this thing that they sell is food. But everybody else does it.
Food is food.
Yes. That's why you say the world is big. Everybody has a share somewhere.
Okay.
So it can never be enough, for everybody. So no matter what, you can still do something and get your market share. But it depends on the message that you put out there. So do situational analysis. Let there be a niche assessment. And then people decide, it is this thing people want. Okay, then let's go and do this. Then you start with your product or your service that you want to give out.
Okay. So needs assessment and then your situational analysis, and then you create your product. So you
even do situational analysis first and then your needs assessment. Sometimes they even work together. Through that one, the other one will come. So I think that the needs assessment can be a subset of the situational analysis. Because the situation on the ground is when you try to find out, you still find out from people what they need. And that's your needs assessment. And then when they have, then you come back, sit down and say, okay, now let me start and put the thing in place. Whether it's a service or a product, that is where you begin the work. So now you carve or develop whatever product that you want to put out there. And then you do your implementation. So marketing, unique selling proposition, all these things will come in when you put it out there. So when the final consumer gets it, it's just like I hear when you go to, is it Korea or whatever, when they manufacture their cars. I don't know. I have no evidence, but I've heard that they have a certain thing like a furnace where they have fire. So they pass the car through the fire. If they pass it through, the person at the other end realizes there's no scratch, then it's ready for the market. I haven't done any research, but I heard about it. I'm just depending on her grapevine to give this one. Right.
So you've mentioned those elements for branding, and then for marketing, what should we consider? And when we finish, we'll come back to branding again to look at even how you can serve the people now and even how you can get your feedback from the people, because sometimes I'm looking at local businesses. Someone wants to, like you said, someone wants to sell achomo. So how do I have to get a questionnaire and go to the market or in my own area, get a questionnaire and let people feel that, I'll like this achomo, I won't like it.
Correct.
How we can even do all of those things. So let's talk about the elements in marketing.
Yes. So in marketing, in fact, so first of all, branding, like I said, incorporates marketing. So you have done the needs assessment or situation analysis that has given you what you have to do in terms of the product. Now you want to market the product because now the product has been developed. So the first thing you have to look at, which area, what's the distribution channel? Where exactly are you going to market it? Are you going to market the thing in Osu? If you are marketing in Osu, are you marketing to people of 16 years to 65 years? What is your target market? You must know exactly what the product that you did. Maybe you've published a book. Is the book for a youth group of a certain age? So as a marketer, that is very, very important. Once you know that, then you know where you are going. You know that exactly this is my niche market. This is what I actually did the product for, or this group of people are the ones that I did for. Then I'm going to them. So your target market is very, very important, because that is what will help you to be able to. Then the channels, through what? Word of mouth, recommendation, social media, content marketing, by using our certain messages and this thing. So there are different forms of marketing. You can do content media, content marketing. You can do email marketing. You can do through a word of mouth recommendation. You can do direct marketing, going to house, or place to be office to office. There are different forms of it, of marketing that you do. So distribution channels are so important as well. Would you want to begin and do it for 5 years in Accra before you spread your tentacles? Or immediately you begin, you want to go to Axim and also go to Navrongo? That must also be decided by you. And it's all part of the needs assessment, what it speaks to you. They know that, we even had some clients who had moved to Accra, maybe we circulated some questionnaire online and all that, and then they keep saying, we may have some clients over there as well. Or over there, they are not getting anybody. And let me give one of the projects that I was on. We went on a tour, I think about 6 regions on SME and digitalization. And I always talk about this lady, because a young lady, she moved from Accra because she wanted to do something in the northern region. They never had that one. She had done her own research, situation analysis, this thing is not there. E-commerce, an e-commerce platform. She wanted to set it up. I'm not promoting, so I'll not mention the name. She wanted a very young lady. And so during the during the pitching, I was part of the judges during the pitch when they came to pitch for them to. I think she won in Tamale on the first day, you know, and I was so impressed. Yeah, that uniqueness, the fact that she found out that this thing doesn't exist there. Let me go there, and she's making it big. So I mean, I sold my books on the platform, and you know, when the people buy, there's a percentage they charge from it. Yeah, exactly.
That's market.
That is marketing. Right, so she was able to find out that this place, I can go there. It's a niche market now. She's gotten a lot of this. And then once it's e-commerce, people from all over the world can put their products there and sell. That's
She's made it. Yeah. So I was just thinking, you mentioned the places, the channels that we can even sell. You know, sometimes when we talk marketing and people are talking about place, but you've just simplified and mentioned the channels and the target audience, that's the people and even your product and all of that.
For your
and
price.
Yes, price. And I'm just thinking that I've not sat in a vehicle, a church to hear anybody saying that, oh, better iPhone in a church. But sometimes like maybe medicine or all of those things. We'll come back to explore why those things are even done in the first place. But if you are just joining us, it's Entrepreneurship Clinic right here on PCG TV, and we are talking about branding and marketing so that you will know how to sell your product, your services, and even yourself as a person. We are going for a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you for sticking and staying with us right here on PCG TV, Entrepreneurship Clinic, as we come your way each and every last Thursday of the month, brought to you by the Development and Social Services Department in collaboration with PCG TV. And we are sponsored by Salem Water and the Salem range of products. We have cereal mix, we have tissue, we have a host of other things, palm oil and all the others that you can find. Just get close to any of the Presbyterian institutions or any of the churches, and then you can find these products for yourself. And we've been talking about branding and marketing, talking about all the various elements that you need so you can brand your product, and then you can go onto the market to also compete and get the attention of the targets that you want. And so this is the right place for you if you are yet to be an entrepreneur, or if you already have a business that you may be struggling. This is where we give you the treat to your business so that you can thrive. And in the studio with us is Mr. Ebenezer Esuman, who is a development communications person. He is an NGO worker. He has close to 2 decades of corporate and business experience, and he has authored 8 books. Maybe when we finish, he'll let us know some of the books that we can also purchase so we can get things right for us. But he's done a host of things, and so he's the right person for today. And so if you haven't taken notes of certain things yet, it is time for you to start taking notes and putting things down so that your business, your service, and whatever social enterprise that you are in can thrive very well. And thank you, Mr. Ebenezer. I think we've been having a lot of conversations, and I'm really excited about the things that are already coming out to let us know that branding and marketing needs a lot of even patience. That's very critical for me, and that has been ringing in my head since we started talking, because if you want to build a brand, yet you see maybe someone doing something, you're like, let me try it. You see another thing that is working for somebody, you're like, let me try it. In the end, are you still different? Are you still unique? Or you are all over the place?
Right. So yeah, thank you very much for this. And this is so true. If you don't take care, of course, like we say, you can be a jack of all trades and master of none. That's why we have specialization, division of labor, specialization. Even people who train, I mean, people who become lawyers, we have people who have different areas of what? Illegal profession. Medicine, we have different, specialists in different ways. I mean, whatever you do, you specialize, like you mentioned, specializing in development communication, for instance. So you have a product, you have something that you want to put out there, you have a service. Why would you want to cross carpet and do other things people are doing when you have not established yourself within that period? Somebody made a statement, and I think it is largely true, though I haven't really done any empirical thing to support it, but I believe based on experience, I think it's true. The fact that if you are doing something, let's say you are working as an employee of a company, you are doing a particular thing, or you are doing a project, or you are a business person, something that when you have done that thing for about a decade, you become an expert. So for example, you're a speaker.
Is your specialty.
Absolutely. You speak about entrepreneurship and you have done this for 10 consecutive years, that makes you a specialist no matter what. Because the nitty-gritties, all the things that you need. Yeah, of course, maybe somebody, people will become experts in shorter periods and all that, but definitely you become an expert. In the same way, you have a service or a product that you want to put up there that you have begun, and then because you have seen others, it means that originally your focus, you just didn't have a focus in that. The question is,
didn't have a focus.
Where was your focus? What really did you want to do? Did you just want to sit there and then? I know that in types of entrepreneurs, we have entrepreneurs that we say that they dirty their hands. When we say they dirty their hands, they put their hand in this, in that, try this, and see the one that works. They are serial entrepreneurs. And those people, when they have done that, they get people who are specialists in the various areas. So maybe, I just want to give an example, but for example, in Ghana, serial entrepreneurs, he owns a television station, a media house, he owns maybe water, he owns some food, he owns, different things. They are serial entrepreneurs. All these units or all these firms within the, that they have specialists who are taking charge of those things. But that's a different thing. You want to do something. Why don't you establish yourself in that so that you are known for this, that we know that this is you. Whenever we mention television, it is you. Because that is what you have been known. And then afterwards, you try to now, let me get this, let me get that. Even with that, is the television that you own that you'll be known for. Because why? That is what you began with. And that is what you really established yourself in. So I want to just say that, look, do not be in a rush. Take your time. Build the brand. Develop yourself. Establish, gain roots. And to a certain point that you can be certain that, okay, now I have arrived. I can downshoot branches by getting this, by getting that, by getting that. Otherwise, you will lose focus. And everything will just go.
I listened to a certain teacher, and then he was like, in life, you have to get, life is like a tea.
Okay.
So, or profession or something is like a tea. So you do your stroke or your tea, your one, before you have other branches. So it means that, like you're saying, you have to specialize in something, then you can branch into the other areas. But this is where we have a lot of competition. And then you have to make your money. You have limited resources. Yet you need to compete with all the other bigger people that are already existing before you came. How do you manage that so that you can brand yourself properly, not looking at, or yes, you have to look at them, because otherwise you may make their mistakes and do the same things they are doing. So how do you learn from them, and yet you will stay within your resources and build the brand that you want to build?
So I have seen, since Apple came in, I have seen them sticking to their standards. I have seen Samsung do this. So for example, they make tablets. Tablets for use. The only change that you see when it comes to their tablets is adding something more in terms of the software. Each year, the tablet will come. They won't say that now we have stopped, or we saw that other people are making laptops or fridges, so let's leave here and go and do the refrigerator. You understand? So, that's why I said that you must have patience, take time, and build yourself. The market is saturated. Yes, that's why branding is critical. So when we talk about brand, you are branding yourself, though it's the same thing you are doing over and over again. You can always make changes to what you do. You don't necessarily have to move and branch elsewhere. That same thing you do, there are a lot of things you probably haven't done that you can still do. Like I mentioned, so Coca-Cola, or let me even use Malta Guinness. When Malta Guinness began, it was bottle.
Glass.
True or false? Glass. That so when you probably buy, you have to stay there and probably drink it and hand over to the one who is selling it, isn't it? Then they metamorphosed, started getting us cans, disposable cans that when you use, it is the same malt. They didn't divert, they didn't change and say, let's go to Pepsi. No. So the same malt, they changed into cans. People use it over time. And even the cans, we have the one that is longer, the one that is the one that is bigger, different, but still cans. And the same malt content in it, the same liquid. Then, after a while, they say, what? We are talking about sustainability. Why? Because lots of investors have decided to focus on organizations and businesses that have the environment at heart. So now our monies, when we want to invest, when we want to come in and partner with you, we want to see that environmental bit in it. How are you taking care of the environment? It's okay. Let's go to plastics. And the plastics they want to go, a recycled version of it than the good. But it's the same malt content, the same beverage that you know of. Nothing has changed. It's the same thing. So you see, over time, they've been in that same niche. The only thing they have changed is the type of brand or the type of thing that they put the liquid in. That's all. But it's the same liquid over time. So after some time, if they want to branch and do other forms of liquid that are not called malt, but maybe Smirnoff, of course, they have established themselves in more, so that when you are even buying Smirnoff, you are what? Pushed or attracted to buy the Smirnoff because you have believed in the brand of malt. But can you imagine somebody began today? Nobody has believed in them. They have not established them. Then they go elsewhere. Which one will you be known for? Do you get it?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because I'm thinking sometimes you are mentioning the liquid and mentioning even the design that attracts us mostly. How important is the content, or how important, I don't know how to place them, because sometimes you are attracted to the thing, you get to it and you realize that it is not a big deal after all. So how do we also make sure we don't focus too much on the design and end up distorting what the content is?
Good. So the truth is that the one that is edible is the content, the liquid. That's what people would, it will go into people. The other things are things you use to garnish it so that it will attract the person. I mean, the point is, I want to do that so that people will also come for malt and not go for Fanta or Mirinda. Are you getting the point? So this is the way I want to carve them in. However, we have to be very careful, especially things that are edible, products that are edible, that we do not change anything, because once you do it, it will sway people off. I have heard people say that the taste of KFC in Ghana is not the same in Cote d'Ivoire, and it's not the same in maybe in Canada or the US. I've heard people say that. Well, I have not done that service because KFC, I don't also even go there. But I've heard people say that one. I've heard people say McDonald's, the way it tastes in maybe Australia, is not the same as how it tastes in, let's say, the UK. The taste have been so. When it is like that, it means that the customer that was in Australia that tasted that type, when he comes to Ghana and the taste is different, of course, you know that he will immediately find out. But the fact that it's the same franchise, is the same thing, you expect that you have to produce the same. Again, yes, maybe it's based on a research finding. Context. It's contextual. So based on the people there and the research findings, that led them to be able to say, oh, let's tweak this thing. But I say that the originality of what you do is that one, you have to be careful that you do not just be changing them. But in terms of the design and those things, you need to, because why? From time to time, people become so used to a particular thing. So now it's Ghana Consolidated, Ghana Commercial Bank. And then they changed it. They've changed the logo. Now it's GCB. Then when you say GCB, you add bank to it. So GCB Bank. But what is the B for? That's a unique way for them to brand themselves. Everybody wants to know. Oh, now, those days when you go there, you keep longer, probably. Now that they've changed the logo and they've changed, there's something new, something special going on. Let me also go and check. And that attracts you and you want to go.
Definitely. So yes, I think it's very important, because otherwise sometimes it's like people feel you kind of deceived them to come for something. Absolutely. Or even as people, now that we talk more about personal branding yourself, if you're a media person and all of those things, that someone calls you and you realize that, oh, what I saw here or what I saw you writing somewhere is not really what you are. And then it creates a different impression. But let's speak more to, I mentioned that sometimes even the channels that you even do your marketing with, the kind of products, how important are those? And maybe for people who are now coming up, you can give us some examples that would be very helpful. That's okay, if you are now coming up and you are into service, you are into products in this way, these channels will be better for you, because I may be selling a chomo, and then maybe I want to go e-commerce. Is that really important?
Good. So let me start by saying, so I think you made a very valid statement earlier. Why don't they sell Apple products in Trotro? Why don't they do that? If somebody even wants to sell, let's say, an iPhone in Trotro to you, a Sherry pattern pocket, the jeans pocket, quietly, then he wants to, because why? He probably has a setting, people will start Wakubia, he's going to steal it. And every product in this niche market, and then the channel that gives them strength. So you want to choose, let's say, Facebook. For example, if I want to choose Facebook to sell my books, how is it like? Is it strong enough to push my book based on my research.
Yeah.
So you can't just get there. Let me scatter the products on everywhere. No, you don't do that. You look out for the one that what propels you, the one that gives you the shining light, the one that puts you out there.
You know, I was
channel,
thinking, isn't it rather good for you to spread on different channels so that like everybody
you don't have
see
to.
And you will come back to that. I'll come back
so
to that
your
again.
product is unique, and the uniqueness of it must go with a certain unique channel.
Okay.
When it comes to selling.
Definitely.
Yes.
So we are going on a break. We'll come back. This is a very interesting area for me because we don't get it right all the time. And you find people doing the right things at the wrong places. So if you are just joining us, we are still on branding and marketing so that you will get your things right and be sellable. And then you can market your product, your services, and your person and give the experience that people really want to see. It's Entrepreneurship Clinic right here on PCG TV. Stick and stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back on Entrepreneurship Clinic, brought to you by the Development and Social Services Department in collaboration with PCG TV. And we are talking about branding and marketing. And so let me remind you that this is brought to you each and every last Thursday of the month. And so don't forget, mark your calendars so that you can join us on every Thursday of the last of the month. Let me put it that way. And so you can also share your experiences with us on our various social media platforms. On YouTube, we are there as PCG TV. On Facebook, we are also there as PCG TV. And you can also explore us on Preset on Facebook. So do share your experiences. If you have any questions, we'll try to address all of those for you. But let's share what we have. And we are sponsored by the Salem Water and Salem range of products. And so we have the cereal mix, we have tissues, we have palm oil, and we have hair food, we have body lotion, and a host of other things. And so just get close to any of the Presbyterian institutions and let's get into business. Let me come back. We left off on a high. We were talking about getting the right channels to sell your product. And so you wouldn't sell to the wrong people, and the need not to scatter your products or your service on different channels. Let's start off from there.
So so I remember very well my book titled Entrepreneur. So that came out during the COVID, at the peak of the COVID. Now, what did I do? The natural thing is that if somebody publishes a book and then they do a book launch at the physical place, talking of brick and mortar, and then invites people, they come there, they do that. In 2022, when I did 2 books, it was like that. But during the COVID in 2020, what happened was, I looked at the situation and I said, no, COVID, people, why would, already, even when there's no COVID,
just because of
you get a lot of people, because why would, exactly. So what did I do? I leveraged Facebook Live.
Okay.
Went to Facebook, spoke with a couple of people that were more technical. We set it up, put up the date, put up the time that it will be. So it could even be pre-recorded, and then we shoot it out there. And myself, I can sit and watch it. So we leverage Facebook as a social media platform. At that time, was a powerful tool that could promote my book, Entrepreneur. And
everyone was there.
Exactly. I have published 8 books now, but when people invite me, for example, to go to maybe radio station or wherever as a speaker, they say, Mr. Entrepreneur. Meanwhile, amongst them, probably there's one particular other book that I really like or it endeared to me, but this is the one
that
has resonated with people. Why? Because I used the right channel at the right time.
And maybe the right name.
The right name to push it. So you cannot afford to scatter your products on all channels.
Okay.
Look for the channel that would be able to put that one there. That's why, again, it comes back to research. Definitely, they have to work and research and be able to know the ones that otherwise, yes, you can decide to spread it out there. And at the end of the day, you may probably not get what you are looking for. But when you decide that, no, this one, I want to stick to TikTok. TikTok can help me a lot. Or this one, no, I am going to every single congregation within the Sakomono district to be able to push this agenda of camp for JY members there. Because I do that, I know I'm going to get it. So you need to look at that channel that will help you or be able to propel whatever you are doing. And I think when you do that, you establish yourself. Don't jump and spread across all channels, because some of them may not be favorable for you. We say that when you do a lot of professional writing, a lot of professional stuff, LinkedIn, for example, is fantastic. If you are doing things that you want to use pictures, then you go to Instagram. So you need to know the one that resonates, the one that will push your product, so that you don't just follow the crowd and let me also scatter everywhere. No, you don't do that.
Definitely. I think that's very important for young entrepreneurs even, because now you'd find that, oh, I am on Instagram and I'm on TikTok.
Correct.
And I can do videos,
That's
I can do reels for Instagram, I can post the same reels on TikTok. So what is limiting me, or what's preventing me from doing all of those? But then if you are targeted, if you know the people that you want to sell to, then you can say that, okay, I have my market here, so then that is where I should stay. But is that to also say that you can't use multiple channels?
No, you can use multiple channels, like I said, but the multiple channels, you have to know the strength, how you go about it. So I wouldn't say that, let's say, use only Facebook. No, maybe you can decide on about 3 or 4 for your product, but you have to know their unique features and know what, did you even know that, for example, if you are shooting a video and let's say you want to post it on, let's say, YouTube, okay, you don't shoot it and do it this way.
It has to be landscape.
It has to be landscape. How many people know this?
Yeah.
So he goes to shoot
so
a
that
product.
You don't end up posting that landscape on TikTok.
Absolutely.
Then it looks terrible.
It looks terrible. It doesn't fit on TikTok.
That's really true.
You have used this one, it doesn't fit on Facebook. So look at the unique features. If you look at the unique features and all 10 platforms can fit your, of course, go for it. But all I'm saying is that do not jump, spread them. You have not found their uniqueness, their uniqueness or unique features. And you think that the way you do it on Facebook, it should be the same on LinkedIn. Can you imagine? Then you take pictures and you go and put it on LinkedIn. Nobody will mind you. That's a professional platform for people that probably are pushing their businesses or their what is it?
Service?
Their service. I want to use the word employment. Or people looking for jobs, or people looking to recruit. So you don't just jump. In fact, in the Western world, in places, LinkedIn is the CV. You don't submit CVs. LinkedIn is their CV. So you go to apply for a job, the HR will go and look at it. Exactly. You get it. Yeah. So, you just have to look at the unique features, how it will fit or your product will fit in. And that helps you to do. If all 5 or 10 can fit, of course, why not? But do your homework, do your research, get to know the ones that are.
So I'm a young entrepreneur and I am now starting. I don't even have any budget line for either marketing or any kind of branding. I know, yes, maybe I want to just set up a place, do something small just to earn.
Right.
How do I compete? How do I make sure that I am staying in my lane regarding my resources, yet I am competitive on the market? Because after all, maybe I have a few people around that even if I don't say anything, they will see me and they will come. So let's talk about the consequences of not doing it and how we can do it staying in our lane. I don't know if it's
yes,
right.
Yes.
Staying in our lane with the resources that we have, but also looking at consequences of not doing it.
Rome wasn't built in a day. And when you have the opportunity to read more about Mark Zuckerberg, you have the opportunity to read about Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and all these guys, you find out every single one of them started from scratch. They started from somewhere. They were unknown. And whatever they did was small. I remember that was it 2008 or something when Dangote was interviewed. He said, I built a conglomerate and for 30 years I was in obscurity. Nobody knew me. The time I came out and people got to know, I was the richest black man alive. And youth of today, they think that you can just get up and go and do. Like I told you, I have a cousin who says all his prayers is that the white man will produce what? An electric comb. So he just sits down and the comb will be combing his hair.
But it's supposed to be simple.
Yeah, it's supposed to be simple. We want short term, we want that. But you cannot always, shortcuts are dangerous, like we say. You need to go through a certain process. And I always say this, the first thing to do when you want to be an entrepreneur or build a business is the idea. It is not the funding. Everywhere we have been, like I told you when we spoke about, we did a tour on SME and many people are, it's the funding, the finance. And I asked a simple question. I said, when the money is put in your hands,
what will you do?
What will you do? What's the first thing? Because a calculator in the hands of a fool is a dangerous machine. He would not know how to use a calculator. So why don't you build capacity? Be able to know how to use it so that when the thing comes, it's like an opportunity that is prepared. When you are prepared, you have there's an opportunity and you are prepared. Opportunity meets preparation. There you go. So people must take their time. First of all, like I said, research. It is the idea. Develop the idea. What idea do you have? And when you have gotten that one, resources will come, because there are people, they have no idea. They can't even think, but they have the resource.
Yeah.
And they can help.
Yeah.
People find it difficult. If I partner with this, he will take my idea. No. Business has a risk. When you are giving birth to today, it means you will die one day. It's the greatest risk. I'm sure that when you were being given birth, if you have found out that one day you will die, I'm saying, mommy, let me stay inside. I won't come. The greatest risk, you will die.
Oh my goodness.
So business has a risk.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have risk, then you can't go into business. Life itself is risk.
Yeah.
Everything we do is risk.
We hear accidents every day, but we cross roads.
We still go. Yeah. One of my very good friends, May 9th, he was at the stadium. They stepped on his head. Blood was oozing from his nose and mouth. And he said that, are you saying if I am involved in an accident, I will not board a car again? So he went to, he's been going to the stadium even more than he used to. Did you get it? So there's a risk in everything.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that the higher the risk, the higher the returns. And I believe that when we'll be able to scale and good. But let me add that it is always the mindset.
Okay.
Always the mindset. Always the mindset. Somebody said he wanted to publish a book. The book was costing a certain amount. He was a student. All he had was his pocket money. So he couldn't do it. He knew the man. He had gone to those who were going to publish. They gave the amount. As a Christian, as a Presbyterian, what did he do? He came back and prayed. God gave him wisdom. He said, write a letter to 10 people because you are looking for 1,000. Ask each of them to give you 100. When the response came, he had 5,000. So now you could write
wisdom
4 more books. Wisdom. So you just need the idea. When you need the idea and you share the idea, there are people who will be there to support. Because people are always there. One man moved from the corner and said that I am an angel investor. I came from Lomé. We were in Vota Serene Hotel then. He said, I came from Lomé. I'm an angel investor. I want to help people. And I saw that as you were speaking, there are a lot of SMEs people they want to help. Somebody has the money. You have the idea.
Meets.
Exactly.
So we are wrapping up, but then I mentioned that let's look at the challenge or the consequence of not doing any kind of branding. Oh, I want to sell kinky. Put up my table, or if I have maybe a certain shade, I just put up my kinky and then my fish on it. Just people come and eat and go. Do I need branding? Do I need marketing?
You need branding. You need marketing. Why? Because other people who want to sell kinky and come in will not do exactly as you are doing. They will do better than you because they want to win the clients that are there.
In terms of?
So an example is a young lady that I saw. What did you? First of all, the name alone, they call it Kinky Boutique. Everybody goes to the boutique to buy dresses and where from this?
Parliament.
Correct. Wache or Berima. I mean, people give the name alone. I told you, first of all, brand, the name is very important. Now, why would people want to go there? Those days, you will be in tie and suits, bankers, then we'll go and line up one woman. 5 of them were selling porridge. How's that cuckoo? Why would we line up with the other woman? Why? She has decided to include disposable cups. That instead of taking the rubber or the plastic or whatever, she puts in the cup. Disposable spoons. Every other thing is disposed. Convenient. And all the bankers will line up. Then the rest will go elsewhere. Because everybody like that. She has branded herself.
You don't have to branding from the rubber
exactly.
To the cup.
So the others may envy her because they are not doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
So no matter, just brand yourself. Don't say that, oh, because let me brand yourself.
Just try
because
to
very
be
soon,
different.
Otherwise, you become like the Nokia CEO. We did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But Apple and Samsung took over the market share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the last one. As we are talking about the services that we render and then the products, how important is the personality behind the service and the product that is going onto the market? How should that be put together? So people that are coming up won't think, oh, I have to make my products look beautiful.
Yeah.
But then they don't really focus on themselves. Yeah. Just a quick one on that.
Sorry to say this, but each time, for example, when I'm driving and on the road and I see those who sell on the pavement or on the island, immediately the person mentions, yes, this. The first thing I look at for is her teeth. Forgive me, I'm being realistic.
Yeah.
How that alone speaks volume to me. So I'm telling you, before people buy your product, they must buy you.
Okay.
You, yourself, the personality must be sellable so that people will not just buy. They are buying your product because of yourself. So you are selling gobe. And you think that you just want your hair anyhow. The hair strands can be going. When I go there and there are 3 gobe sellers and one of them has a scarf, I'll go to that one. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So your personality is so important. Sometimes somebody is giving me, the person is selling, is it both fruit? It's given when I see the fingernails, it's dirty. I say, okay, I'll buy it, then I roll the glass and go. So your person is so critical that people will buy you before they buy your product. Do not ever think. That's why I say take care of the BB and the BO. Bad breath, body odor. Take care of them. People will buy this before they look at your products.
That was a very high note to stop on. Thank you so much, Mr. Ebenezer, a Suman who has close to 2 decades of corporate and business experience and has seen him in the banking and the media space, NGO work, international development, and consulting. He has authored 8 books, and so we'll find those books and then we'll get some of them, and also writes as a columnist with the Business and Financial Times. He's a senior associate consultant at Abronoma Consulting, and a PhD candidate with research interest in sustainability, climate and development communication, in grain finance, and serves on several other boards. And he is a Presbyterian and a JY leader. Thank you so much, Mr. Ebenezer Suman, for teaching us a lot about branding and marketing. So if you just watched it, I believe that you have taken a lot of notes for your market, for your target audience, for yourself, because you have to be marketable, you have to be sellable, and people have to buy you before they buy your product. Remember that, so you do the right things. It has been brought to you by the Development and Social Services Department in collaboration with PCG TV, and that has been with us as well. And then we have been sponsored by Salem Water and Salem range of products. My name is Mavis Nakole Ayi, and I have been beautifully styled by Akosiavi's creation. Thank you so much, and catch you on the next series in the month of August.